Alright, by now you've done the guinea pig problems and the rabbit problems in your study guide, and you're coming across this dihybrid poster project. And I really enjoy this because it lets me see that yes, you truly not only understand how complete dominant works and how to create your dihybrid cross, but you get to see how meiosis is in play and patterns of inheritance work. So you don't have to pick a real animal, but it should be a living thing. You can't use cars, you can't use hats or ball bats or something crazy. It needs to be a living thing. So if you want to go with it, zombies would be borderline. But if you want to go with like vampires or unicorns or dragons, something that would, fictional animals, but living things, not inanimate objects. So for this, you're going to pick your organism and say, for this one, they pick frogs. Well, let's say I want to do, let's just do unicorns. I'm going to do unicorns. That's my organism. And there's going to be two things I want to pick about it. I'm just going to make sure I don't turn any buttons off here. I'm going to look at the horn. Sorry, I was going to do hair. And I'm going to do coat color. Alright, so my two traits. Now, trait 1, horn. Trait 2, coat color. I have to decide what it is about the horn I'm going to use, and what it is about the coat color. Now, I haven't got into incomplete dominance with everybody or co-dominance with everybody yet, so let's just stick for most people this complete dominance. It either is or it isn't, kind of how we have the stuff set up here. So my horn, I'm going to have, let's go long horns or short horn, and we'll say long is dominant, so I'm going to go big L or little l. So I can be big L for long, I can be big L for long, or I have to be little l for short. Coat color. Well, if you know me at all, you know my favorite color is green, so my unicorns are going to be green. So that's a big G. Or they could be purple. So that would be a little g. So big G gives me green. Big G, little g still gives me green. Little g gives me purple. So you're going to set up your traits similar to that. Coding them out so look at them in your boxes, what they're expressing for. Now I get to make up my parents. Okay? And I'm just going to say that one parent is heterozygous for horn length and heterozygous for coat color. But the other one has a short horn and is purple. And that's what I'm going to write down here. This is a genotype. I'm asking for the phenotype. So we got a long horn, green coat. I got a short horn and purple coat. Alright, so there they are. Now on the next page it's going to ask me to put these into a Punnett square. So I'm going to make my baby maker boxes on this page just so I have more space. So here's my first parent. I'm going to go big L, little l, over big G, little g. So there's my baby makers for that parent. Do the same thing over here for my other parent. Oh, geez, first. And I have that now so that I can use those on the next page. I'm going to flip the page and I'm going to plug those in. So I remember one was all recessive, so I'm just going to run that one parent all the way down the line. And, all right. Big G, big L, big G, little L, little G, big L, big G, little L. And then I've got my square set up. I'm ready to roll. So I just have to fill in my Punnett square. Now, I like to group like letters with like letters, putting the capital one first because it makes it faster for me to interpret my data or what I got in my Punnett square. Yep. Sorry if I got a little camera weird on that. It's kind of hard to do it looking through the camera and writing. So there's my Punnett square. So what I need to do is interpret my data. I need to figure out what my genotypes are and what my phenotypes are. So this whole row
please report to the attendance office.
is the same. They're heterozygous. So I'm going to write that down up here. Big G, little g, big L, big L. My next one, this whole column's the same as well. So I'm going to write that down up here with my other one. I have this one, little g, big L, little L, all the way through. Write that down up here. And then completely recessive all the way. Now I'm going to count them up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put a 4 in front of that. And it's a ratio. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a 4 in front of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put my ratio up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my genotypic ratio is 4 to 4 to 4 to 4, or 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 if I want to reduce down. Now I got to remember what these look like. Well, these are the only genotypes I got. So this one is green with a longhorn. This one's green with a shorthorn. This one's purple with a longhorn. And this one's purple with a shorthorn. Now because mine are set up this way, I know I have 4 that are like each. So my phenotypic ratio is the same as my genotypic ratio, 4 to 4 to 4 to 4, or 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. Yours may be extremely different. Sometimes you might get some that even though the genotypes are different, they're coding for the same thing. So say I have this genotype, it's green and longhorn. What if I had some that were big G, okay? Different genotype, same phenotype. Or it could have been like that. Different genotype, same phenotype. So just pay attention to that as you start counting these out. Sometimes I find it helpful to color code the boxes or mark them off somehow as I go through and start counting. But this is where I'm going to get you some practice with figuring out your genotype and phenotypic ratios. Now you have this done, your job is to randomly pick one baby, because it's random, we don't know which baby's going to be made, and you're going to put all this information on a poster. You're going to give me your parents' genotypes and phenotypes, but don't just write them, draw them, okay? So make sure this is something you're going to draw out, just like we do with the dragons, but instead of just doing the baby dragon, you're going to give me a family portrait. You're going to give me a mommy and a daddy, and you're going to draw out the baby. So what I should see in your poster are your 3 things, a mommy and a daddy, their genotype and what they look like, and that's you drawing it out. So you have to color it, whatever you need to do. You're going to give me the baby and its genotype, and then all the information on this page. I want your genotypic ratio. I want your phenotypic ratio. I want to see your dihybrid cross. And I need to see your key. Okay? When that's all done and you got that in, turn it in with a green sheet. Do a lab reflection over the poster project and hand that in. Anytime you need help along the way, let me know and I'll be more than happy to help you out with your poster.